So in this video, we're going to talk about how you can split test your ads to make them more effective, but it's probably not in the way that you're thinking. So if you're new to this channel, my name is Dan. I'm the owner of Focus Your Ads. Been doing Google Ads since about 2018. This is my full-time thing. This is all I do right now. There's a couple different ways you can split test your ads. But keep in mind, we don't have the old ads anymore. We have these responsive ads. It makes it tougher to actually split test. So one of the ways you can actually split test is by using an experiment. So there's ad experiments, ad copy experiments. So ad copy experiments are easy to use because you can go in there, you can change, well, I wouldn't say they're easy, but you can go in there and you can change something, but you only get to change like one thing in your ad. So it could be, maybe it's one headline. So you change that one headline and you try, you're like, oh, this works pretty good. Let's try it again. Well, it's going to restrict you. You're not going to be able to do it more than once. So you're kind of restricted to just doing one simple split test maybe it's every month, because maybe you just don't have enough data to make it work sooner than that. So you have to split test, and it could take a month to get the results from that. So the next one you have available to yourself is a custom experiment. So you can do a custom experiment, which if you don't know where to find it, you have to be in all campaigns, and then you go into your experiments and you can go to add a custom experiment. But keep in mind that custom experiment allows you to make all kinds of changes. So you can change anything in your ads account. So you make essentially a duplicate of your current campaign, and now you can change anything you want in the campaign. Really powerful. The reason I don't suggest this one is because I've actually used it and I've panicked because it goes into like a learning phase, and once it goes into this learning phase, all of a sudden everything is paused. So if you have a big account, this could be a big problem for you. You don't want to have your ad stop running for a day, 2 days, 3 days while Google's learning. It doesn't only pause the new started part of the experiment, it also pauses the original campaign. And I think it might not happen in every case, but it's too much of a risk that I don't want to take this risk and have a big account and have it actually pause for multiple days while I'm trying to set up a split test experiment. Just doesn't make sense. And then we come to probably the most obvious one, which is just add a second ad in. And this can work. If you're on manual bidding, you can do this one. You can have one ad and then have a second ad, or even have a third ad. You can run them at the same time, and you can have them rotate evenly. But if you're using automated bidding, you can't have it rotate evenly. Even if you set it up to rotate evenly, Google says right in there, we won't actually rotate this if you're using automated bidding. And what I mean by rotate is it's showing this ad and then showing this ad, showing this ad, then showing this ad. If it's not set to rotate evenly, what's going to happen is Google's going to say, okay, let's show this ad and let's show this ad. Ooh, this one performed better. Let's show this ad. Let's show this ad. Let's show this ad. Okay, maybe this ad, and then this one, this one, this one, this one. So it's going to be really uneven. You're not going to get a fair test between the two. And Google's obviously using some of its systems to figure out what one's performing better. But a lot of times I find it doesn't even really give it a chance. So you have one that's dominating for a while, and Google has so much data on it that they say, no, we know that this one's going to perform better. They try this one a little bit. You might get a click here and there, but it's just not giving much of a chance to the new ad. So for that reason, I think that this method doesn't really work with the new responsive ads. So if those ones don't work, there is another way we can go about and do this. And that is creating two separate ads. So we have one ad here, we have one ad here, and now we're going to have one paused and one enabled. And what we're going to do is each week we're going to pause the other one and enable the other one. This works great. So you can now have one ad on, have the other ad on, and then keep flipping them back and forth. So one's paused, one's enabled. One's paused, one's enabled. Keep flipping them back and forth. This is a very manual process, but it's going to allow you to now get a nice split test, because Google's going to see that that's the only ad, so they have to run the traffic through that ad. The risk that you can run here is that if your new ad just doesn't have, if you have a lot of things pinned, it might just not get as much volume. So you have to be aware that you could have a reduction in volume of traffic or reduction in sales, because obviously one's going to perform, it's not going to perform as well as the other one. So you might have a little bit less volume, but most times I think you're going to be fine. You're going to have one running, and then you're going to pause that one, run the other one, and you should get a nice even split test between the two of these. So this could get obviously a little bit messy if you have multiple ad groups. So you have 10 ad groups. So what I've done is actually create a script that I can now use to enable and pause my ads And so every time I want to set this up, I go ahead and set all my ads up. So I have 2 ads running. I put labels on each of these ads, and then I'll set them up so one's running and one's not. And actually the script does all this for me. I just have to have them both in there. And then I run the script, and one will be paused, the other one will be enabled. And then at the end of the week, it's going to flip them. And at the end of the next week, it'll flip them. Actually, it does this on Tuesday. So every Tuesday, it's going to flip them. And it actually works really well, and it allows you to now have a nice even split between Tuesday and Tuesday. It's going to have a nice even split where you can now compare the different ads. So after running for about a month, you're going to have a nice split. You're going to have one that's ran for 2 weeks and one that's ran for 2 weeks, and now you can compare the data and know that there's a nice even split between the two of them. And there's no mistakes because you're not manually flipping them back and forth. And if you do want this, I do have it. Check out the description. I will leave a link for this, and you just have to click on that link, go through, and I'll email this to you. And that way you can have a copy of it and it'll run in your system. I'll even create a video just how to set it up. Anyways, the link's in the description, so take a look at that, click on that, and you will be able to access this script and run it just the way I'm talking about right now. It's really handy. And there's no cost to it, obviously. So split testing is super important, but one of the things that I would actually want to focus on as well as split testing would be keyword research. And there's a whole lot you can do in keyword research to find great terms. And a lot of people don't understand how to properly do keyword research. So that's why I've created this video here. Take a look at it, and it will walk you through step by step on how to do keyword research. Talk to you later. Bye.